Internets. Oh, it's your boy Dallas Penn here in the Talkitecture Loudspeakers Network studios, talking on a Rode microphone. Rode are the exclusive microphones of the Loudspeakers Network. Learn about Rode and all their various equipment at rode.com. You see how I sounded right there? Moving that phlegm through my throat. Okay, Rode makes you can almost do an X-ray of the phlegm inside my throat because this Rode microphone is so powerful. Did you hear that sound? You know the size of that phlegm. You know it because the Rode microphone picks up every ounce, every piece of sound. As a matter of fact, I'm going to breathe through my nose right now. You're going to hear it. That's me breathing through my nose, okay? Rode microphones for the best sound possible. Okay, I'm going to breathe through my ears right now. That's air coming out of my ears, okay? Air coming out of my ears. Imagine that. But that's how powerful the Rode microphones are. RODE.com, internets. Rode microphones. Hey, internets. It's another Talkitecture episode. All right, This is going to be a lively one.
Yes.
You are going to learn how to get your finances right. I've told people many times that, you know, Magic Johnson's an incredible human to me because, I mean, this was the first man I know of who had HIV and then became a billionaire. And people say, man, how did he do that? And I say, this brother had financial AIDS. I mean, okay.
Come on, Dad.
No. Listen. This is not to make fun of anyone with HIV or money problems. But this show is really to help people build their financial wealth. Because I tell you what, we have so many things that get tied up with our financial well-being. And it then extends into our mental well-being.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you feel depressed, man, because it's like, man, listen, my bread is jammed up. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to partake of life, of the sun, because I don't have money. And really, money is tied into our overall feeling of ourselves. So we're going to get healthy and feeling about ourselves as we get healthy with our financial, our fiscal health.
Yes.
I'm hype. I'm hype right now. I'm hype. I'm about to get my credit because I'm known for paying bills when they send the blue paper.
The blue paper.
Because I'm like, that's the good paper. That's when they know they want their money. The white paper was just a suggestion.
Now they serious when you get the blue paper.
You know, when they send you that blue paper, when they send you that color paper, that's when it's like,
What about
okay,
the pink one?
I mean, that's when that's the good paper.
Okay.
Like, you know, when you was drawing as a kid, doing crayons and stuff, you know what I mean? The white paper, that was the throwaway. But the good, when you took out that good construction paper, that color construction paper, like this one was the one you just going to go up on the fridge. This is the keeper. So when they send me that color paper, I'm like, oh, okay, y'all want your money. All right. I hear y'all. I got you. But no, we're going to get away from that. We're going to get real responsible with how we do this. Let me do a quick shout out to this round table right now. Haitian Miguel.
You.
Welcome
What's
back.
happening, brother?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
Oh, man, you've been like, I mean, looking at your Instagram, it gets fiery, it gets spicy.
Spicy, for
You
sure.
know, it gets
Oh, the Haitian. Yeah.
Yeah. Haitian Miguel.
Yeah, of
Haitian
course.
Miguel.
There
Right.
is no other.
Right.
There is no other.
We're in the Hall of Justice now.
Yo, I feel like Haitian Miguel found a key, and once he got that key, he's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm starting to have fun with it.
Yeah. But to be honest, he's
2
been
a.m.
working
joints
on that.
though.
He's been working on that.
Say again?
Late night joints too, like the late night consecutive
night-
social criticisms. I'm like, oh
5
shit, he's
hour
on fire.
energy in a session.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Nice. We're being kind of innocuous. Internets, follow Haitian Miguel on Instagram at Haitian Miguel. All right, don't spell it crazy. Just spell it
Just
like.
spell it regular.
Yeah,
Don't
just spell
get
it regular.
Fancy.
Just spell it regular.
Don't be black. Just fucking do it regular.
Girl Joy.
Yes,
Girl
yes,
Joy.
yes.
How you been, Girl Joy?
Being glorious. Feeling good, man.
All right. What's going on with the eyebrows, Girl Joy? Talk about it.
I don't know what's wrong with.
I mean, I can't. I got diabetic eyes, so I can't.
I don't know. I come here to get the critique from you.
I don't want to critique you. I told you. I told you was already in front of everybody with your eyebrows and your eye frames. Internet's girl Joy the Great does what I call sexy librarian, which has been like the new wave. Remember how everybody was on eyebrows and then they got on eyelashes? Mm-hmm. Nobody's really on eye frames right now. Eyebrows and eye frames is this look called sexy librarian. All right, seriously, go to Whole Foods, go to your local library,
Trader Joe's.
Find you a sexy librarian. Internets.
Actually, Trader Joe's is washed. It's like OTB in there.
Trader Joe's kind of fell off. You feel like?
People,
how does that
elbow on you.
OTB?
It's like people without conscience. They just be walking around bumping people.
I do get thrown out of OTB.
Yeah, they be wilding.
I don't feel like Trader Joe's has reached that level of degeneracy. Stop and Shop is like OTB.
Shout out to the Trader Joe's in Maspeth.
Yeah,
okay.
Right by Metropolitan.
Okay.
There's some junky people in there.
Bro, they have no shame, bro. No shame.
Do you remember the old TSS over there?
Nah, I don't.
No, okay, I'm older.
Yo, that fucking Trader Joe's is crazy.
You know how I knew it was sus? Because it's right next to a Staples. So they already rushing in Staples, and then they come to Trader Joe's, and they mad because they didn't get
and that
paper.
parking lot
and
is
there's a Michael's on top of it.
Oh, yeah, Michael's.
Right.
And, this is too much.
Horrendous, yo.
Yeah, Michael's is horrible.
Parking there is terrible.
I ruined the public bathrooms in Staples.
I don't want a hobby if I have to shop at Michael's.
Staples used to have official public bathrooms. I actually ruined it before the homeless did.
How do you do that?
I mean, I have an ill away game.
I won't go to Starbucks still, right? And so, like, sometimes I'm like, damn, I should just run in here. Then I'm like, no, dude, what if somebody sees me?
Yeah.
So that's a real conversation that happens in my head.
What
like,
if somebody
I go
sees
in
me?
there and I walk out, and then Dallas is there, like, yeah, nigga.
like, yeah, nigga, you was in that bathroom for 4 minutes.
Fucking race trader. So you bought a latte.
Yo, you know what's so ill? I have not been to Starbucks.
I haven't either.
Since the incident Philly, and it wasn't even.
But there be niggas in there all the time.
I'm not even on it like that.
I watch. I go. I look inside.
I'm not even on it like that.
Oh wait. So you don't go to Starbucks because of the incident that happened not too long ago? Okay.
Yeah. Stop going.
So you're not.
So you're on a boycott
every day. Yeah, I'm like that. I'm just like it's one thing. I don't need to ever fuck with you.
Not to go off topic or off tangent, but so are you? I've seen people say. Every Starbucks is not a representation of the incident that happened
that's
at
the
that
thing,
one.
my nigga. Like,
how do you? That's what I'm asking you.
Take a stand.
No, that's what I'm asking you. I'm not saying I feel like that. I'm saying like
I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I've heard that said before. Take a stand. Take a stand for something in your fucking life. Right. That's
This is
it.
your
I don't go to.
stand?
Yeah.
No, that's
Easy.
respectable.
It's easy. I don't fuck with Starbucks. There's niggas I'll never talk to again in my life. Easy. You told on somebody, I don't fuck with you no more. Easy.
So,
that's the easiest thing to do.
It's true indeed.
Cut a nigga out your life.
I gotta tell you
something. Have a
something.
fucking conversation and all that.
Segueing into our guest, who has that kind of discipline, that kind of mental
I still be
fortitude.
fucking with Starbucks though.
No, I don't mean Starbucks. I mean, getting your bread together, getting your
shit together,
getting your act together, getting your financial and fiscal act together. Internets, we have financial gurus. Which is that the female?
I don't
term for guru?
I'm with it.
I like gurus.
Check.
Mrs. Tanya Rapley.
Yay.
Tanya Rapley, also fellow LSN podcaster. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. This is about to be fun.
myfabfinance.com is your website. That's your website where we can really get into your program. But first of all, tell me about the origins and the genesis of your story.
Yeah, I mean, I think our relationship with money starts so early. And I was talking to someone about like my upbringing, and my parents were not the parents where it was like, we were talking about budgeting and everything together, or like, but my parents were definitely like, make sure you don't have bad credit when you get older, because you can't do nothing. If you have bad credit, pay your bills on time. And my parents were the type, when I got my first job at 14 and a half, as soon as I was able to get a job, I had to start paying my own stuff, like paying my own bills. So like I was responsible for paying for my school lunch, and I had to figure out how to buy my Jordans and my school lunch and get my hair done and my nails done on my little grocery bagging money. Mm-hmm. And so I've always been somewhat responsible with money, but then I fell off when it came to I was in a bad relationship in college. And that just kind of, sometimes you get set back and you be like, why not? Like, why? For what? Like, what should I, why should I try to do better? And so I did that for a little bit. And I was living in New York City. I went to college in Miami, and that's where it all happened. Then I moved to New York City, and I just realized I had done everything I felt like I was supposed to do. Like, I went to college, like I listened to my mother, like I didn't have any children before I got married, as like Southern mothers say, and everything. And I still wasn't living life the way I wanted to live. Like, I was still broke. My credit was terrible.
Oh, you had a job though. You were working.
Yeah, I was working.
So you're not broken. You just didn't have money.
Yeah, I was going to work every day, like working at a nonprofit, working, but beyond paycheck to paycheck. Right. Like, I was like paycheck to Monday. Right. Whereas like I got paid on Friday. By Monday, it was like, when we getting paid again. Right. And it was, and that was part of living in New York City, going out.
Do you know how rich I have to be just to be poor in New York City?
Just to be poor in New York. And it's crazy because then when you start making more money, you're like, how did I ever do that? Right. And then like, you'd be like, I was making $28,000.
What?
Like, yeah, living in Brooklyn.
$20,000 in what? In 1975?
No. I had roommates and everything else. I didn't have children, but I was living in, me and my roommates had a place in Clinton Hill. I had the smallest bedroom in the apartment. That was before Clinton Hill was like what Clinton Hill is now.
Oh, listen,
like,
hold on.
I was able to pay like $575 for a room.
You were still in Clinton Hill when Clinton Hill was Clinton Hill because Clinton Hill before Clinton Hill you would have been stepping on crack vials, you'd have been stepping on needles.
I was in that in-between stage, like that in-between where like gentrification was kind of happening. Yeah. But then it was like, we got gentrified. And it was like, whoa, all right. And so, but I was also working with low-income women at that time. And these were women who like had their shit together in their early 20s, 30s. Some of them were doctors, lawyers, actresses on Broadway. And then some of them were struggling to pay their rent because we had SROs, which is like
single room
dorm house. Yeah, like dorm rooms for adults. Yeah. And their rent might be $700 a month and their Social Security might be $825. And so they were literally begging for food when I would walk out of work. And I was like, this is a woman who was a lawyer and she probably never saw herself here. And it's because she didn't plan for her future. And I was like, I got to start planning for my future because I've worked too hard not to be that. And that was my Fat Finance started then. And it's other stuff, like I almost got in a fight with a roommate. Oh. And so my sister pulled me aside. She's like, you too grown to have roommates anyway. And I was like, oh, well, I can't get an apartment because my credit is terrible. And that's when I started trying to improve my credit so I could move into a place of my own. Okay,
so I mean, what's the next step then? You say improving your credit. I mean, I guess that means paying off credit cards that you're either defaulted on or that have run over. Is that the target? I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's
the first thing you do?
Yeah, what's like the ground zero? What's the first thing that you grab up and say, all right, here's how the plan gets started?
I feel like the first thing is like figuring out what you want, like figuring out what it is you want to do. Like, because I think that, we all realize, most of the time we realize we have a money issue because it's something we can't do because we don't have the credit to do it, the savings to do it, the money to do it, or whatever. So it is realizing, okay, what is preventing me from doing this? And what do I need to do to accomplish that? And like, what do I need to change about my financial situation to accomplish that? So for me, it was my credit. But then once I started working on my credit and understanding how credit worked, and that opened me up to like, oh, well, what about savings? Like, you can have credit, but if you can't put a down payment down, then, you need to be able to do that too. So you need to start saving your money. Then it was like, well, how do you save? It's like, oh, well, you budget better. You don't spend everything you get, and you start putting money aside. And then it moved into investing. But I would say the first thing is to figure out what you want to accomplish. And, the next year, in 5 years, well, I say 1, 3, 5, 10 years. And what financial position you need to be in to accomplish those goals. And then that determines where you start with your finances. So if you say, I want to buy a house or a car, get my own place, you probably need to start with your credit. If you say, I want to, go on this trip, or I want to pay something off, or, I want to buy this, or, if I want to buy my mom a car or whatever, buy my child a car, and then it might be you want to work on your savings first. So it is just because I think that unless you have personal goals when it comes to your money, you're just going to feel like, for what? What am I doing this for? Like, just to say I have good credit? And so most of the time it is like finding out what that goal is. So it's creating
some goalposts then.
Yeah, like finding out what it is you want to accomplish, and then like I always call it reverse engineering. So what you want to accomplish, what you need to do to get to that accomplishment.
Okay. Dynamite.
Boring. Right?
No.
You know what it is? is basically how I live my life. What you're talking about, right? Like, but we're in like our president is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think like a lot of these people voted for him is because they think that somehow or another in their warped minds they're gonna be like him. They're gonna,
Like Donald Trump?
Yeah, like Donald Trump. They're gonna be rich. Like a lot of these people think we have to save big business because in their minds they're gonna somehow hit some fucking business lotto and they're gonna be Trump. They're gonna be millionaires. So
You think that's what it is?
Oh, hell yeah.
I think it's in protection of their privilege. I don't think it really is about them thinking they're going to be Donald Trump, but I think they want somebody.
Live in Kansas in a fucking trailer home and
you do though. You still have white privilege,
right? So no, I'm talking about a white guy in white privilege is a dude in my head is a dude that's working in an office and he's getting the choice positions. The choice.
I don't think so. Because I think that white privilege can show
trailer
up.
park white person does not look at himself as privileged.
You think so?
Absolutely.
They don't look at themselves as privileged, but
they have
definitely
privilege.
have privilege.
They can clean up and play the role.
But they definitely can drive a car and not worry about.
Right. No, I'm talking about strictly finance.
When it comes to money?
When it comes to money, a lot of people believe that if they help out big business, like I'm going to work at a tobacco company and I'm going to be part of the executive team at Enron. They believe this shit. And they believe that big business needs help from Donald Trump because they're sort of wrapped up into the big business thing. I sincerely believe that's what people think. Like, I could be him, so I have to protect my future me by voting for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting.
Well, I don't know that people even imagine themselves to be Trump, but they do recognize the system that they're embedded in, and they understand that. Oh, okay, I've got to keep this thing rocking,
because I'm
saying it's like protection of their privilege.
Of course,
protection of their status.
I have a shot to be him.
I'm telling you why,
but not while Barack was.
Not even that you have a shot to be him. I'm fucking mediocre. And
no one thinks they're mediocre.
Oh, trust me. Trust me.
They don't believe because
trust me,
they have that privilege.
In the back of their mind, people know that they're mediocre. You know why? I watch people come into the bathroom, into the public stalls, and they're always checking for someone else's penis. People know that they're mediocre. And people know their children are mediocre. And then people be like, yo, I need to put my children in a spot where they can fucking live because they're mediocre.
Right.
I know I'm mediocre. I know I'm physically mediocre, and I know I'm kind of mentally mediocre. I know this. I don't admit it, but I know it.
The concept of privilege, right, in itself tells you, I don't believe I'm mediocre. I am. I can be that.
I think you can understand your privilege and still know you're mediocre.
Yes.
Because that's also understanding, like, I can be mediocre and still get by and do better than other people who are mediocre and don't look like.
My mediocrity
is still better than their best effort.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mediocrity.
Like the fact that Trump is president after Barack Obama, who was actually an exceptional individual when it came to his education, his record, and everything,
100%.
like mediocre.
Yeah. So, do you think Donald Trump thinks he's mediocre? No, it's the same thing.
I feel like
it's the same.
I think he knows he is.
I feel like he knows
but he also knows,
and that's why he
also
projects
knows, right?
the manner that he does.
I feel like he knows he is.
But he also knows he has wielding power too, which is
he also knows how to leverage.
Let's bring it back to the micro, right? Like, because we're going way too
now
far.
we're
So I love what you're talking about, and it's and I think when we were talking. Before we got started, you were talking about being married. And obviously, to get this thing going, your partner has to be on the same page.
Absolutely.
You guys are like-minded. I started reading Mr. Wonderful's book. The guy from the...
from, what's it called? From the Shark Tank.
He did a book with his wife.
Oh.
Right? It's wonderful, like how to get your finances together. Like the first chapter, he's basically saying, like dating, you already have to be on the same page. Credit score, shit like that. Like talking to the person you're dating about their paradigm when it comes to
a relationship is a financial decision.
100%.
Like
100%. So let's say in a relationship, right? And the person you adore, you love, you cherish, their credit isn't so hot. And then what happens is when you are the responsible person with finances, you start taking the hit, right? And then people may call you cheap.
So let me
find that you end up financing everything because you're the one who has the.
So
how about this? How about they run up a credit card, you pay it down?
No, they have to be. They have to show you that they are making a conscious effort,
right,
to fix.
You've been listening.
I'm gonna play.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play this. But that's just.
Tanya, that's. I would assume that
even if
that's relationship logic, right?
Person, like if you're a beautiful daughter.
I mean,
the Talkitecture podcast does not endorse all the views of the Talkitecture. No.
Look,
if my credit score is 800
honestly,
and hers is 475.
It's not like
point,
AIDS though. Like your credit isn't going to drop just because they got bad credit.
We got to have a conversation.
If you give them a credit card and they run it up,
but that's on you.
No, but that's what I'm saying. There has to be a conversation. Hey, because in your mind, you should supposed to be thinking, well, if she continues to stay like this, that means that it's going to be more weight on my shoulders. So, but if she works towards, then I know she's serious about love.
So that happened with me and my
love.
husband. Like honestly, so when I met my husband, and like he's like, you gotta stop telling people I was broke. But
well, because he was never broke,
right?
He was not financially secure when I met him.
Can I just tell you something?
And I wasn't financially secure.
But can I just tell you something?
But one of y'all needed to be the one to say, all right.
But Miss Rapley, I want to give you this language for forever.
No, you're right. I don't even like using the word broke.
Right, because if you're working, you're not broken. You just ain't got no money.
He didn't have the resources at the time.
He didn't have the liquidity. And I mean, let's get white with it. He didn't have the fiscal disco liquidity of the peripheral tangential
all that
checkbookedness.
But we and the thing with him was like he was willing to work on it.
Right.
Yes.
Like it was like he was like, okay, I understand that I'm not pulling my weight in the relationship when it comes to this.
Right.
What do I need to do? Like how do I do better,
brother? You need to go down, brother.
Using what I knew in finance and like me like, okay, let me look at your credit report.
Right.
This is what we need to do. This is what you need to do. But also checking in. Like I was also checking.
Yo,
in,
he's
like,
a brave soul.
Like,
because imagine you dating a girl and she.
But no, he was with me. He was with me when I started my fat finance.
You meet a Tanya, and your shit ain't together. Yeah, but they gotta like.
I wasn't me though.
For him to power through.
No,
every time
I wasn't where I was at.
Right, but you were still. Your mediocre was still better.
Oh yeah, my mediocre was still like.
So if you're saying, hey, let's go to what's the credit score joint? The
TRW or what?
Credit
Experian or something.
Credit Karma. Let's go to Credit Karma. I'm just saying.
You go to FICO, nigga.
Not specifically that, but I'm just a prototype. You look at the joint. You're like, damn, what if she see my shit's 200?
I see a lot of like women of color, kind of like with everything else going on in this world, like finance, we don't learn that as kids. Like you mentioned earlier, like a lot of us are just we're just fucking trying to get by. Yeah, we're just figuring out, and it's kind of tough, man, when you're trying to put it together and you got a woman, you broke ass nigga, this nigga that. And it's like, damn, that's the first thing you go for. A lot of times, women go for, and it's like, we broke up. Why'd you have to bring that up? Like, I'm already hurting. The cops are trying to kill me.
Because they know that's
I'm the higher rate of diabetes and motherfucking high blood pressure.
Half the time the people who say that,
and you're gonna throw this on me too?
That's not fair though.
You
because
broke ass
I feel like a lot of times people who use that language,
like
they don't have their life together either.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
but
it's
it
like
don't matter. Niggas can't say that. You can't say that to a woman. It doesn't sting as much.
Especially if she got good pussy.
Yeah,
I don't know. My homeboy be like that. She was broke as hell.
Yeah, she broke, bitch.
She couldn't
$40
like,
to get her nails.
I had always get her nails done. She couldn't cook. She couldn't so and so.
I've done that. What you're describing now, I've done that. But when a woman said it about me, that shit rocked my soul. It just like and.
That's because you care.
Talk about I do care.
No,
and I'll tell you where it hurts even more when there's a kid involved. And a bitch like, yo,
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yo, is this therapy? Is this a therapy session? You haven't?
Yeah, listen.
Why not?
No, I just want to know.
Finances, especially
Internet.
for me,
Finance is therapy.
It's a therapy session.
Everybody,
With Tanya
niggas
Rapley.
need to talk.
I'm doing like a money therapy class
Niggas
next week.
don't talk about
We
money
send
because
hate to you
everybody's always trying to show off. Everybody's living a fake life on Instagram.
Right.
Everybody's on a vacation that they can't afford that they're putting on their girl's credit card. Or
They
they're
get
putting
it
on
funded
their-
by somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the broads are doing that, but I'm talking about dudes that are taking girls. Like, bro, you can't afford this.
And her. And you can't afford her.
You can't afford her.
But that's an emotional insecurity, though, right? If you're insecure about something.
It's not
that's
insecurity.
What is
it's
it?
the culture.
It's what-
we
right, this is what
spend
society-
more
It is the
money
culture.
than we make.
We have an insecure culture, bro.
It's always
We have a
always done it.
capitalist
We
culture that plays
spend
our
more money than
insecurity.
white
Yes.
people, than
Yeah.
Asian people, than
we don't want to wait.
Yeah.
We don't want to wait
Just
5
as a
years to build
culture.
some
But we
As a
shit.
do it as a
culture.
persona. It's all for. It's just.
But it
the
also,
persona that
you know,
we're-
when we think about it, like it boils down to when you think about, especially the history of like, you know, African Americans or people who were formerly enslaved. You couldn't own property, so you own things, and things determined your worth.
Right.
And that has carried into our generations, where it's like, I may not have a house, I may not have this, but I have nice things, or people think I have nice things, so they may assume that I'm doing better, and it's attached to our identity.
Yeah.
And so it is something that it's part of our culture because of where we come from,
Right.
and like what our experience, and it does take a lot of work to undo that. I mean,
Right.
even as a
But
financial
you can
educator,
still do it.
you can do it.
Save, put some to the side,
Yep.
and then get a little floor.
Preach.
Yeah.
Nah, you know,
Preach.
I'm gonna repair my credit.
How?
I'm gonna let myself be enslaved.
Yeah.
With the straight face.
Yeah, with a that's
Straight
right.
face.
And
Still
and
straight.
how is this transaction going to work? Like,
Go-
It's
I'm
slave by
thinking
who?
that if I become someone's slave, that could help my credit.
Like what kind of slave?
Well, like hold on, Experian,
In the house?
Experian could farm out like people who want to fix their credit and say, listen, all y'all people with fucked up credit,
Like
listen,
jail.
like jails, like, listen, come be slaves, like you know, like
But what would
I
you
would
do?
look in the book, like you used to look in the
Data
classifieds.
entry, nigga.
Yeah,
Data entry
You
for
look in the
Experian.
slavery classifieds and say, okay, oh, I could do this slavery job. Like yo, I
Your
could
credit
be like.
goes up by like 10.
You know, I could be like
Depending on the job.
a slavery, like you know, I could be like a slavery counselor to other slaves. You know what I mean? Like I could slavery
I'm not
language.
trying to be in that society.
No.
Like, I'm
I don't want to
not.
be a slave.
I don't.
Oh,
I'm not.
what you just trying to disappear then?
I'm
It's
not
called
trying to be in that
America.
society.
This is America.
You know, and actually in China they're doing that. I don't know if you saw, but in China they have like a social credit ranking where it's like based on your social life, it affects your credit score and like
100%.
how they rank you in their society, how valuable
That's
you are.
what's gonna come here. They're
That's
gonna have
scary.
a little number above your head. I'm gonna be able to.
It's gonna be
put
like
on
Black
glasses
Mirror.
and
Yeah.
I'm just. Do you
Clout.
have a little
That's scary.
little thing over? My shit's gonna be on shit on E because
Yeah.
socially I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I already
right?
know.
And then, but like, especially Haitian Miguel. So Haitian Miguel's a fucking asshole.
My shit going to be lit.
So
My
yeah,
shit's
because you're a
fucked.
super nice guy. But I'll tell you something. You know how we're gonna cut through? Because nice guys,
it just takes one person to fucking cancel you.
nice
I know,
guys
I know.
sneak up on pussy.
What?
Nice guys sneak up on, and I'm like, this is not illegally either. I'm talking about. You
get distracted?
I'm your friend. I'm your friend. And then next thing, right?
I don't do that.
Yes, but nice
I don't
guys.
do
I'm
that.
not saying you do, but
Okay.
nice guys, that's what they do.
Hold on for a
Yes
second.
or
Hold on
no?
for a second. Hold on for a second.
Yo, he's my friend. He's just my friend. You
Brother
trying to fuck-
Chris just left the studio. Brother Chris is a creep.
Oh yeah, he's a
Okay.
nice guy. He's one of those. Oh, but he's a nice
He,
guy.
he takes pictures.
No, brother
He
Chris.
takes
You're
pictures.
so pretty. Let me
Yeah.
take these photos.
Oh!
Yeah, he takes
Fucking
pictures. He
great.
takes pictures.
Photography,
He takes good pictures. though. I can't front. He takes
IG
good pictures.
photographers.
So you
are the
think-
takes good
biggest
pictures.
So you
They
think
are.
portfolio is
I
lit.
agree.
planet.
His
I agree.
portfolio.
So you
is
think he
lit.
uses his
skills.
camera skills?
He takes
skills
good pictures.
to
I'm
get to open the
thinking
door.
that he
Think.
definitely uses his photographic skills to get close.
Yes.
To get closer
To open
than
that door,
close.
yeah.
Let's get closer.
Get you nice and comfortable. Yeah.
Closer than close.
Hot yoga instructors, IG photographers.
There you go. Perfect timing.
Trainers, you know, like those.
Oh
you
yeah,
know, the
yeah, gym trainers.
Gym trainers.
Gym trainers, yes.
trainers. Oh, you want to do a personal? You just got out of jail. Relax, bro.
Yeah,
One thing at a
trainers
time.
is definitely.
Whoa! This quick commercial break right now on the Talkitecture podcast is so that we can give a good shout out to Rode. Our microphones now are all exclusively coming from Rode. RODE.com. That's the website. But Rode has this microphone called the Procaster, and I swear, remember how crazy I sounded early on in the podcast? That's because I was using that bootleg microphone that comes free with the PS4. But now we've got professional broadcast quality microphones thanks to Rode. And this Procaster makes me sound incredible. All right, no more janky bootleg Nintendo NES microphones. Straight up official equipment by Rode. RODE.com. Go online, check out their microphones, get one, start a podcast, get picked up by the Loudspeakers Network, get sponsored by Rode. That's how it works. It's just that simple. Now, back to the podcast. So, I mean, again, you had this coming to God moment. And in kind of a relatively short window, you were able to grab, the bull by the horns. No financial speak right there, although maybe that was. But you were able to wrest these issues and get control of them. Like, I mean, how does that see? That's that discipline and that resolve. That's what I want to transfer to my listener right now. How do you do that? All right, you're back to eating ramen again like you did in college? Peanut butter and jelly sandwich, dark meat tuna.
They don't eat that in North Carolina.
Get what?
Ramen.
Yes, we do.
Yeah?
Yes.
Special recipes.
I thought chicken.
Yes, we sure do.
I thought barbecue
Those
chicken
little
was the
Lowry's
mainstay.
on that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's a
Down
comfort
south.
food for me. I mean, it was really understanding that nobody was going to save me. And it was that determination to figure out, like, I got to figure this out. And there are people who figure this out every day. And the internet is available. Like, I can find what I need to find. Like, I went to a counselor. He was like, you got to pay me this and that. I was like, I'm not paying that. I don't have the money to pay that. I'm going to figure this out myself. And it started on my FICO forums. Like, I really was going on forums and seeing what other people were doing.
Okay.
Mediocre people do it all the time. So I was seeing what other mediocre people were doing. And it's like, okay, I'm going to implement this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try that. I'm going to do this. And then my credit, I started to learn how credit worked. And once you understand how credit works, then you can use it in your favor. Like, you can start to use it as a tool. Okay. So that was really, it was really like, it's not that complicated. I'm going to learn how this works. But then it does require, me and my friends have conversations about this all the time. With one of my close friends, it's like, some people just not going to do it. And there are some people who are going to do it. And those people are the ones who are going to be successful. And you have to decide, am I going to be the person who's not going to do it? Or I'm going to be the person who does? And for me, it was like, I'm going to be the person who figures it out and does it.
Gotcha. For the average person, how many credit cards should they hold?
Oh, damn.
0. I'm kidding.
No, I'm not asking
depends.
you. Hey,
And,
Miguel.
it depends because, like, I'm that person who I'm at Enterprise and the person doesn't believe in credit cards and they get upset when they're like, we want to put a $225 hold in your debit card. Yes. And it's like, that's what you could use a credit card for. It's like, so you don't feel that blow and you can still have access to the cash. So I would say the average person should have at least one, but you shouldn't,
not exceed.
You should not exceed, I would say. It all depends on personal willpower. Like, for example, I'm a financial educator. I have 8. Like, I know that I need to pay my cards off. But, like, somebody else, I might say, like, you should only have one credit card, and that's for your emergencies. That's for if you need to make deposits and so forth. But I would say 3. 3 is a healthy number.
If
like,
you're
3
in
to
a
5.
relationship, right?
Oh my.
This is, I love that you bring in the relationship and money aspect to this, though, because it's real.
Because he's been telling me I should be supporting these broke dudes.
No, I'm not saying
They're not broke.
Since episode 1.
They're not broke. They just don't have no money.
My credit.
They just not where they need to be at yet.
That's what Miguel's been telling me. Take my 8, my 810.
You said something that's super important too. You mentioned your friend and how, like, you guys are talking about these things. I think that's, if you do want to get out of whatever hole you're in, one of the things you might want to do is stop hanging out with people that go to hookah bars every fucking Thursday night, right? And find yourself
personal.
listen, that part isn't. But people that are like-minded, right?
Yeah.
And you can find them online. There's plenty of blogs. You know which one I love?
Which
You
one?
know, what is it? Mustache?
Oh, Money Mustache, Mr.
Yeah.
Money Mustache.
I love that fucking guy.
Really?
Yeah, I like
He's
him.
in what, Colorado?
I don't know where.
One of them. Well, Colorado's
Yeah,
not affordable, so I ain't gonna say that.
Well,
But,
I
yeah.
mean, it's the whole.
One of the places we ain't got to spend no money.
It ain't New York.
The whole idea,
Idaho.
But the concepts are super important. Like, I think it's important for you. Like, I tell the guys where I work all the time, if you don't have 2 additional streams of income, and I don't care how much it is, you're irresponsible. You're just an irresponsible. You have kids.
Yeah.
You're just being fucking irresponsible dad to your children. it's important for you to have like one stream that's just going to the bank, one stream, you know, for like fucking movies and shit.
Because any given time, something could happen.
All the fucking time. And saving money and having enough money in the bank where, like, I don't have fuck you money, but I live a fuck you lifestyle. Like, I live a fuck you lifestyle. I keep my bills I live below my means. And living below my means and having enough in savings for like a good long time that I could live off, and God forbid everything goes to shit, you walk around with a different confidence.
It allows you to create a fuck off. We call it a fuck off fund. Or
exactly.
Like by living within your means, you're able to say, you know what, I'm not dealing with this. I'm done. I'm done.
That's it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jenkins is going to charge you for that.
That's it.
But that was when I left my job. It was like when I decided to resign from my job, I was working for a nonprofit around the corner here on Wall Street. It was like the Ivy League of nonprofits. I had just came in from interviewing Russell Simmons. Like, I have a master's degree. I'm a senior coordinator.
I know.
He said to my business, but no. So it was, and I walked into the job, and the boss asked me to like do something that our intern should have been doing, like print out agendas or something. And I'm like, I got my Black enterprise cover in here. You know what I'm capable of, and you're gonna ask me to do something that an intern does. And my parents never raised me to believe that I was above doing anything.
Right.
But it was also like, you're not gonna play me. Like, you're not gonna act like I don't demand more respect in this office to do what our intern should be doing. And that was the day I quit. I submitted my letter of resignation. Like, I was like, I'm out. And I went around there the other day just to let them know I was doing good. Like, hey guys, how are y'all doing? But it really was that moment, and like I had built my finances up.
That was Southern Black petty of you. It was so petty. That was Southern Black petty of you. I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate it with my belly. I'm pregnant. I'm working for myself. I'm doing good. I record around the corner.
Y'all can Google me.
Yeah, y'all see. They were like, we see you doing good.
Yeah. Also, she might buy your company out.
Yeah.
She wants to.
It's a nonprofit.
She don't want none with no
I mean, it's only profit for the president.
It's
petty and it's uppity, which I like.
It was appropriate. It was like, y'all need to know.
Necessary.
It was necessary, but it is like having that, you know, minimizing your expenses and getting to a point where you can make those decisions. I always say, like, owning your power. And it's not necessarily about having money to buy things. It's about having money to own your power and your experience and what you deal with.
That's
what you put up with.
Key right there. So it's like, it's not like, yeah, I got 17 million in the bank, so I'm gonna walk in and tell them, suck my dick. No, it's not that. It's, bro, you have enough money where you want to, let's say you want to stay at the job. When I find when people are kind of living check to check, they're hesitant. They're kind of like, there's a confidence you walk around.
You walk on eggshells because you don't want to get fired.
Exactly.
You know,
and that doesn't help your position, your boss, your coworkers. You're not present. You're not fully yourself, right?
Yeah.
You're just this person that's trying to fucking
always play it safe.
Exactly.
Like, you're always trying
now
to
imagine you walk in confident. I got fucking 850 credit. I got fucking, like, I'm good now. Nigga, I'm going to move around. I want to hustle now. I want to stay longer. I want to get here early. I'm excited about life. It's a different way of, it's a paradigm shift, right?
It is.
So I suggest you fucking idiots that are listening to this, when you're done listening to this,
get your go.
I can't front. A lot of broke motherfuckers into this.
Yes.
And I say broke motherfuckers simply because they're not working. Because they're not working.
Yeah, they're busy listening to this shit all day.
Yeah, they're busy fucking around on the internet.
Fucking around, they're eating shit all day, eating carbs and shit.
Oh, then that's not a broke nigga.
No,
you could be driving too.
Yeah, because I listen to podcasts when I'm driving. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's
a fraction.
Yeah, but listen.
I'm talking about the people who aren't
who
working.
sitting at home on a computer listening to this.
Right, wearing slides with socks.
Then they're gonna
White
go,
socks.
Yeah, white socks, and then they're gonna
dirty white socks.
Dirty white socks. When they're done listening to this, they're gonna do awful things in front of that.
Well, they probably just went, Dallas.
In basketball shorts.
Then they turning this off right now because we talking about it.
No, they gonna go.
We don't want y'all to go nowhere.
They're also degenerates. They're gonna stay. They're gonna stay in.
They're listening for her voice. And they're scrolling through her Instagram.
And I'm like, damn, look at her eyebrows.
Naughty things to themselves.
Yes.
They've
been looking at her leggings pictures on Instagram.
So
you fucking freaks.
So again, her website is myfabfinance.com, right?
Yeah.
Can you give us? It's tons of tools and methods, and just how to detox your financial self.
Yeah.
What will be the top 5 keys to get people on that track?
Actually, there's a 7 pointer, but we'll.
Oh, we could 7.
5?
We could do 7 if it's more, whatever.
7?
You know? Yeah,
because it's all financial. I would say your financial situation is unique to you too, and that's like I don't like giving.
Well, just like the introduction, like how do we even get to that? How do we get to the table?
It's knowing what your situation is, like knowing how much you owe, knowing how much you have, knowing how much you're bringing in. And then figuring out, okay, this is what I have, this is what I want to have, this is what I want to accomplish. So that is like doing, and I did create something called the Financial Success Bundle.
Yes.
That's at financialsuccess2018.com. You can download it, and it has these sheets to help you organize everything. So it has you figure out like, what's your net worth right now? Like, what's your credit score? Like, what do you, like getting your basics and understanding that so you know what areas you need to improve on. And then it is figuring out, okay, if you need to improve everything, what's the most important thing right now? Because the most important thing might be getting your student loans out of default, but I created a resource for that, and it's totally free. Called the Ultimate Student Loan Guide.
Yes.
And so it might be getting your student loans out of default, or it might be to improve your credit. So just figuring out like what's the most pertinent thing for you, and then figuring out what tools you have available to you for that. And like everything is free on the internet. I do charge for my services because I believe in accountability and I need skin in the game. Like I'm sitting up creating these things. I need you to commit to and I feel like people value things more when they pay for it.
Yes.
And so I do charge for the products that I offer, but it is affordable. But everything else is free. Like everything I teach you, like you can find online. And I do have a book called The Money Manual, which also is like, it walks you through like starting your financial journey. It's like $12.99 on Amazon.
I'll
buy it for someone that I'm very close to.
Very close to. I feel like I gifted to this person who you're very close to because it is important.
And you do web
master classes.
Yeah,
right. We just did one on estate planning, like creating a will, because my mother-in-law passed in February, and she had her stuff together. Like she was a single mother, got her master's degree, like with while my husband was in school and everything, but she had her stuff together. And
did she have a will?
She didn't have a will, but she didn't need one necessarily because she had an apartment.
She had one kid.
She had one child. She never was married.
Okay.
And so everything just went to my husband. Yeah. But it was understanding like because of the assets that I worked to build in my life.
There was nothing that could find its way to probate. I mean, everything went to him.
Everything's gone to him.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like, everything has gone to him. Like she was a teacher, so all of her pension and stuff like that. And that was a blessing. Like seeing like that's part of the way, that's how we're able to buy a 4-unit building in Los Angeles, because she left like that to him. And so it is, and like just seeing that was a single mother who did that. You know what I mean? Like in New York City, and she was able to set her son up. She wasn't able to do it while she was here, but when she left, and so I understood the importance of like estate planning.
Yes.
So we did a master class on that. We're about to do one on bankruptcy, because a lot of people ask me about bankruptcy, and you can bounce back from it. And bankruptcy does make sense for some people.
Yes.
Like for some people, it's like if you got like $60,000 worth of credit card debt and you make $20,000 a year, like you might want to just go ahead and just start over and like build up.
So school us on that bankruptcy.
Yeah.
It's always a stigma attached.
There's a stigma attached to it. But look, I mean,
I owe you niggas. Yo,
hold on. It can't stop you. It can't stop you from being the president.
Exactly.
So wait a second.
There's a stigma for us. There's a stigma for black people and brown people, but not for them.
Exactly. At what point? Right, I know you just made one example. What is the ultimate threshold before you do? Like, all right, you know what?
Nigga,
it depends on your personal situation.
What if you got student loans, debt?
Well, you can't discharge student loans.
You can't do that.
Oh, so
that's the gag. You can't discharge them. But bankruptcy does make sense for some people to help them just wipe it. You know, you might have medical debt. You might have just had like somebody might have lost a job. Somebody might have died, and you like had to rack up all these credit card bills.
These crackers better hope nothing happens, because I'm dead in them.
And starting over, and they do it all the time, so it does make sense for some people. And I have seen people, rebuild after bankruptcy. So we're doing a bankruptcy masterclass.
Nice.
There's no shame in that. Like, especially if like you're out there trying to put the pieces together, shit happens, bro.
Yeah.
Listen. I've been around for a little minute, right? And Dallas will tell you, I've gotten, like, since I'm 14, 15 years old, I've been on my ass, got back up, like, I don't give a fuck. Right? Like, that's just what it is. You fucking moving around, shit happens, start up again.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the thing. You're not counted out until you count yourself
exactly.
out.
And that's what businesses, they do it all the time. Businesses do it. That's why I didn't, like, when 50 Cent, that, like, I guess he...
when he filed bankruptcy because he didn't want that girl to take his money?
I don't know why he did it, but, like, that whole thing that people making fun, I never understood that. That's a business. People do that all the fucking time.
And we like to, and that's the thing, like, I feel like they always try to make black and brown people feel bad about things they do on a regular basis. But
we do it to each
Roe
other.
versus Wade, like, you know, like, they don't, you know, let's say they try to make us feel bad about things they do. When you look at New York City and find out how many people are on social services, and it's not all black and brown people. You know, so they like to make us, and so they do like to make us feel bad about things they do. And like, we have to release those stigmas. We have to release the stigma about talking about money and doing what's best for us.
But it's like that mindset that says, you know, if shit's fucked up, I don't have an out. I have to just keep paying. Like, fuck that. They do it all the time. Like, I don't get, like, why not? Like,
even with your credit, things fall. So when I was starting to work on my credit, there were certain things that were on my credit report, like, from that, when I looked, it was like, okay, this is 4 years old. In 3 years, it's gonna fall off. Right. So I was like, I'm not paying that because in 3 years, it's gonna fall off. I can put my money towards something else.
Exactly.
And it's like, even with your credit report, you can start over like every 7 years. You know what I'm saying? So like, if your credit report is able to revitalize itself after 7 years or after that debt is 7 years old, then like, why not you?
100%.
Like, why not you?
And we black men we don't live as long as they do.
Right.
So that's 7 years, nigga. You might not be alive.
That's half your life.
Exactly.
Shit.
You only got a couple of resets.
No, real talk. Moment of silence for Trayvon Martin.
Hey.
Wow, thanks.
For real. No, don't never forget. Don't never forget. That was for Skittles in Arizona. All right, now I got to tell you, Matt, my Fab Finance, I don't really see no brothers. I don't see no brothers on the wall. Do you have brothers come through your shop?
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like I don't see no brothers on the wall.
Even like my master classes, I taught a car buying master class. There's a lot of men in personal finance. I just created it because I'm a woman.
Yes.
And I wanted to create a space where women felt comfortable talking about money and everything else. But I do have a lot of there's Jarim, Brass Knuckle Finance. That's one of my really good friends. There's a gentleman who does Wu-Tang Finance. There's my friend Dominique at Your Finances Simplified. Wilson of the Money Speakeasy. There's a lot of black men out here doing this. Rich and Regular, which we just interviewed on
to be honest,
podcast. Like, there's black men doing it, and I have had black men as clients too. Like, I work with money is money. Money
DP,
is unisex.
The issue though is that I'm glad she made these references, because outside of those references, I wouldn't trust a black dude.
Really? Well, there's something you shouldn't trust.
Yeah, if I see you doing it, I'm really thinking, like, yo, he's trying to hustle.
Oh, he's scamming.
So I got a referral. She named all these brilliant.
Brass Knuckle, I'm
joking.
Jarim is my boy, and he's
I follow him on Twitter, I think.
Yeah, he's like, sometimes he posts stuff. I'm like,
yeah. So that's the guy.
Can you give me a hot take? If you don't want to, that's fine. On Brother Jay Morrison.
Don't do it.
The trust,
no.
the Tulsa Trust
Real estate fund. Everybody asks about that.
Talk to me if you can. I'm not asking. This is not for any internal conflict. I just want to know.
No slang.
I was this. All right, I'll tell you what happened. So I follow him. Mm-hmm. I think he's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
I want to say he has good intentions.
Yeah.
So when they did the fund, I said, oh shit. And I monitor it and I get the updates. And then they had like a window where you could be like a founder.
Yeah.
If you invest $500. And I was literally 10 minutes from doing it. And I fell asleep. So when I woke up, I was like, damn. I was like, I wanted to do it, but I was like, maybe that's a reason. That's a good.
Maybe that was a sign. And
then I kept watching. And I'm like, I haven't heard anybody say nothing bad yet. I mean, I see comments and stuff.
When'd you wake up a week later?
And I'm like, I don't know. I just have I don't know. Like, I just don't know.
You know, nobody really knows. You know, like, I don't know.
You thought you was going to get caught by the White Star Line?
White Star Line.
You fell asleep on Monday, woke up on Wednesday.
Marcus Garvey, yeah.
A lot of people
but that was Marcus Garvey was legit though.
No, a lot of people have asked me. A lot of people are asking about the Tulsa real estate fund. I personally didn't put my money into it, and I think it's a noble cause, and I think that he has good intentions. It's just, I'm just very cautious about where I invest my money. And I don't think that it should be your only source of investment. Like for any investment, that's with cryptocurrency, that's with the stock market, that's with mutual funds, that's with real estate. It shouldn't be the only way that you're planning to grow your money and create wealth. And I think that it shouldn't be your life savings either.
Are you in the stock market, Tanya?
Yeah, I do. I do invest in the market.
Okay. Are you? And you're also you got some crypto holdings.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency holdings.
So I have Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum.
You got.
I got that too.
You got the official joints.
I have those. But and it's like, and
because I got this coin that I started for people that want to pay at strip clubs.
What's it called? What's your coin
It's called Titcoin.
Titcoin.
Why are you laughing?
I just think it's it's a very
you could be part of
name.
You could be part of this thing. I mean, it's still
people ask me to buy into their
grassroots.
cryptocurrency funds and like become a co-founder in that, and I'm good.
Titcoin is hard.
I'm good, but Titcoin.
Oh, she just futured me. She was like,
I'm good, love, enjoy.
I'm good, love, enjoy.
But no, I think that Jay Morrison does have very good intentions. I think that he's done a great job of amplifying his platform, and I hope that
I hope he's not crooked, man.
I don't think he's crooked.
Please, Jay.
I honestly don't think he's crooked. I just hope that they know the ins and outs on how they plan to get people their money back.
Also,
and I think it gets a little complex with like so much. And I think they have a brilliant team. But there were, it's every investment isn't for you. And every investment isn't for me. And I felt like that wasn't.
What were they building? What was Jay Morrison building in Tulsa?
It's a real estate
Tulsa
fund.
Real estate funds, like fighting off gentrification. You're investing in these communities.
So you're going to build like a Black Disney World?
A Black Wall Street, basically like what was in Tulsa before.
What happened in Tulsa? Okay. They need to take it up a level. Black Disney World.
Go for it.
I feel like we kind of had,
We have
No,
you know what it
be
is
more
with
fun.
that
Be more
stuff?
fun than that. Like a Black Disney World
You been
with
to Myrtle Beach?
black police arrest white people.
That's Black Disney World.
I mean, it's an act like Disney World. They don't keep them. Detain them for long.
It's just it's kind of like that episode of Black Mirror where it was like where it was a black museum, but it's the reverse. Did you see that? Do y'all watch Black Mirror?
No, but that's a creep show, isn't it?
It's a good show, but it was like this one thing where this white man had like this guy who was like an ex-con or what? No, he was an ex-con. He was a They had basically charged him with I think murder or something like that, and so he had bought him off of death row and had him in this museum, and it was actually he would electrocute him. And people would get to watch the live electrocution as like a museum ride.
That's how I'm gonna. That's how I'm gonna get my. That's how I'm gonna get out of debt.
You're gonna shock
You ain't gonna be you. Like
you're gonna be.
He was a potato. Like he wasn't him.
Dude, after complete repeated shockings, you're gonna be done.
He was done.
You're gonna be fried chicken.
He was brain dead.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but it's like it would be the reverse. Your thing would be the reverse.
All right, but we gotta try something else then. Maybe just whips.
The Tulsa thing, it's a dope idea.
Yo, just people could come and whip me.
Yo,
I think I have a feeling
can do
this
that.
guy's
I promise you, there's better ways that we can get your credit.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
To the internet.
And the second question,
maybe bankruptcy might be a better move.
Our good brother Killer Mike has been a staunch advocate of our people investing into black banks.
Well, I do bank black.
Right.
I have one of my banks is a black bank.
Which one?
Okay. Which one?
My long-term savings account, which is what actually makes the bank money. So like my long-term savings account is with One United.
Okay.
And
Is Carver still
that's
around?
based in Atlanta, right?
That's based in Los Angeles. Well, no, they might be in Miami. I know they have a presence in Miami, but I know they have like a what's that branch called? Where it's like a
credit
main
union
branch. It's like what do they call it?
They got an ATM in a bodega.
No, it's like the flagship. The flagship branch.
Okay.
Where's that?
In Los Angeles.
There's actually
on Crenshaw.
One United?
Yeah.
One United.
Now,
If they got an ATM at Roscoe's, then I trust it.
I researched One United and a couple other black banks, and I love the fact that they've been under the radar. And they're super legit.
Mm-hmm.
They're super legit, and I do like that because all banks aren't equal. Not just black banks, but all banks aren't equal, and they're not up to date on their online banking. But One United is like their online banking is on point.
Yep.
Like,
Okay, cool.
I can
With an
deposit
app.
my checks
So-
and everything.
So we could open one anywhere then.
Yeah, you can. I lived here when I opened my account because it was like right. It was right I was right before I was on the Combat Jack show,
Yes.
and I had just opened my account with them. So, but I have multiple bank accounts, and that's important too. Is like not to keep your money all in one bank,
Yes.
especially in the age of like scamming.
Yeah.
Because I was in the airport maybe
Shout out to
3
the
months
Bronx.
ago. Shout out to the Bronx. I was in the airport 3 months ago and somebody had like compromised the primary card that I used. And I was going on the road. So it was like I wasn't home. I couldn't access cash or anything. And I
Man.
bank with a credit union, but luckily I have money in other bank accounts. And so they had to shut that card down.
So
and I
that
was able
goes
to
to your
utilize
point.
it.
Wow.
Earlier
Yeah.
about credit cards too. Like I like to use the one credit card that I do use when I travel, because God forbid it is compromised.
Yeah.
They're not gonna freeze an account, right?
Yeah,
It's
your
just
all
credit
your
card.
and they can't take all your money out. Like
Exactly.
they had bought like, and it was like my debit account. And they had bought like $900 worth of something
Shit.
at Lowe's.
Polo.
And
Hello.
no Lowe's.
Oh,
At Lowe's.
Lowe's.
They
Home
bought, they
improvement
bought,
stores.
they bought
Furniture.
$900 of faucets,
like
light
wood.
sockets, and yeah.
And they was reselling
They,
it.
they,
like,
they was building a shed.
my mom probably would have bought one of them refrigerators or something, or like that stove.
Oh shit! Oh, that's only one refrigerator at
Yeah.
900, and that's a cheap refrigerator.
I know they probably
Shoot.
you could get a stove or like a vanity or something with that though.
Probably, yeah,
Get yourself
because
a
the
vanity
refrigerator
or
I
toilet.
want is like 2 G's.
But yeah, I think that's why it's
Comes with
important
a
to
white
have
person.
multiple bank accounts. And I do have, like I said, my long-term savings is with a black bank because banks make money off of interest, and like
Yes.
if anybody's gonna make money off my money, it's gonna be a black bank.
Dig that.
Index funds, right?
Yeah. I'm not as versed on index funds or like index funds, mutual funds, and so forth. I'm transparent in where I have a financial advisor.
Got it.
So like I know, and that's the thing. I know what my limits are. I know what I'm interested in learning,
Mm-hmm.
and I was interested in learning building my business more so.
Nah,
than
I
that.
get it. Yeah, me
So,
too.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
so
make more.
But I do have index funds. I do have mutual funds. I do have stocks. Like I have a diversified
Nice.
portfolio.
Portfolio.
Right.
Mhm.
Nice.
I think it's important for people to make more.
It
Make
is
more.
important. I am
Make
not that
more.
person who says like, well, you just need to manage what you have. Sometimes you just need to make more money.
Absolutely.
Like
Especially
sometimes
we
the
live
issue
in New
really is
York.
you don't make enough money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bro, you need to make fucking more money. You need to fucking, if you're like,
Get more bags.
yeah, 100%. Like, and a lot of our listeners are, for the most part, males with,
This is a fact.
I see them. I see what you guys look like.
With minimum amount of bags.
Minimum bags, but very expensive sneakers
Mm-hmm.
And belts.
and belts,
Belts.
and
Oh god.
horrible eating
still doing
habits.
Yes.
Belts are still.
It's super
Yeah, belts are still
important.
the Gucci belt with the
You know,
those are
Yeah,
still-
you live in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You see them?
More bags, man.
But
There's
you should always
more
have-
streams of income.
You should always have
Always.
a hustle. I learned that from my dad. Like my parents were in the military, but my dad was also a DJ. So my dad was like the military DJ and DJ for the local radio station. My dad was bagging, like not bagging groceries, but like stocking the shelves at like at the grocery store at night. And my dad has always had a side hustle, like. Always,
I
and he
don't
worked in
understand
the
people that
military.
don't.
Like he had a secure job, but
Let-
always
let
had
me
a
ask you,
side hustle.
What's the cosmology of you and your family? Are you the youngest, the oldest?
I'm the oldest. I'm the
You're the
oldest of
eldest.
2 girls.
Okay.
Two girls.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, and both of my parents are in the military, so I do come from career military.
Oh,
Parents.
that's where the discipline comes from.
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, I love
You
my
may
mom,
not-
but I wouldn't
you-
say my mom is the most. She's disciplined, but she's disciplined about what she wants to be disciplined about.
Well, compared to like the
Yeah.
average person.
And my parents were career, so they spent all their they did 20 years each.
Wow.
And so like that, there was a certain level of commitment to their stability.
Right.
Yes.
And my mom came from a very, she was like one of 6 children, grew up on welfare in Florence, South Carolina, and was like, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to
She
be
ate
like
possums.
this. My mom did not eat possums.
I'm not knocking it.
She ate okra.
I'm not knocking it. I mean, listen, she came
Not
from
put that on her mom.
she came
They
from
do
the
not
country.
eat possums. They do not eat possums in Florence.
She came from the country. That's all right.
Like, you don't eat okra?
No.
Okra is amazing.
That's like
Okra's delicious. Okra's delicious.
Okra is amazing.
She ate possum. She ate
Okra is
chitlins.
like eating a
Okra and
cockroach with all that
tomatoes?
ooze and shit, all that juice.
No, Okra's good, man.
Okra. Have you ever had
Don't
okra?
fuck up.
It's
Don't
like
fuck up.
You from the
Don't
South,
fuck your
King?
life
My
up.
dad used to eat that shit like it was potato chips, bro.
Stewed okra and
Nasty.
tomatoes?
Internet's,
That's
yo, I've been spending so much time with A King and Brother Creep Chris, and these 2 dudes are the most picky eaters
No,
I've
that's not true.
ever been around.
That is not true. No, that's not true.
A-King,
No.
we can't eat nothing.
No, he's lying.
A-King don't eat shit.
If I tell him I don't eat okra, he think that I like that's
Only thing A-King eats
that's the
is
only
chicken
thing-
fingers and
that's
fries.
Bullshit. That's super bullshit. I don't eat chicken fingers. That's the
That's the only thing we can eat.
Chicken fingers and fries.
I'm like, yo, can we, we gonna get this Impossible Burger with,
Dallas
mushroom?
Dallas eats exotic shit, and some exotic shit I
What's
just don't fuck
exotic
with.
to you?
All the funny shit.
You know what's exotic to him? I said, yo, onion rings. He's like, oh, that's exotic.
No, I did not.
You called onion rings exotic.
I told
Brother Creep Chris, you
Not even a blooming onion.
Brother Creep Chris, would you nod? Would you nod?
What's
Did
that?
A-King not
A
say
blooming
onion rings was
That's
exotic?
when they fry
Thank
the
you.
onion. It's like when they like chop
onion?
it and
It's
then like
onion?
it's onion.
Oh yeah, I
but it's
fucks with
fried.
that. I fucks with that. Yeah, it's onion. Yeah,
That's exotic for King.
That's I mean.
That's
Blooming
not-
onion, like
that's
only eating that out
that's
on a date.
Yo, why you don't
That's
do that?
date food.
He's exaggerating.
Yeah,
This guy is the biggest
I'm not a
exaggerator of
picky
all time.
eater. I'm not a picky eater. Like
His diet's like a
Look, I told
7-year-old birthday
I told
party.
him about an experience I had the first time I had calamari. It was a corporate lunch.
yesterday.
And
fried?
no, it wasn't yesterday. It was
fried.
It was fried. That was my first time experience.
Experience.
I was on my Brooklyn shit when I saw it. I was like,
don't
oh
put that in
wow.
Brooklyn.
I took one and I'm like, why is it so rubbery? I'm like, onion rings are not supposed to be like that.
Those are baby onions.
Yeah, but that was many. That was
Yeah, I mean they're like this big. But you know,
mind you, I had at that time I had never seen
You was a grown ass man in the corporate world.
23.
You was a
I don't think I had
grown-ass
calamari before I
man.
left North Carolina. Though.
That's what I'm
There were a lot of
saying.
things that, like I just started eating like mango
I say that to
when
say
I moved here.
Mango's
Like I did
fire.
not eat mango
Mango's
growing
is-
up. If my mom ain't like it, we didn't eat it.
Mangoes are the best
So like
shit.
mango curry,
Bang-
we didn't eat none of that growing up.
Yeah.
And then I moved here.
So then when you was back with your family, you had possum.
No, we did not.
You had
my mom
rabbit?
Made,
You ever
my
had
mom
rabbit?
Made, I have had rabbit.
Barbecue rabbit.
Thank
No,
you.
I had fried rabbit when I lived in Oklahoma.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I had rabbit.
Chitterlings?
No, rabbit. So let me be honest. So before I moved here, I used to work as a purchasing agent.
Brother Chris is from Alabama, by the way, everybody.
And we used rabbit was one of the things that we
What's wrong
sold.
with Alabama?
And we actually sold rabbit to high end restaurants.
Oh no,
and
rabbit
so
is
forth.
rabbit is
It's
official.
a delicacy in some
Yes,
places.
indeed.
Like,
Not now, though.
Yes,
No.
indeed. And you know what they call rabbit in South Carolina sometimes?
what?
Possum.
He's with this possum.
My mom did not eat possums. I didn't eat possums.
Chitterlings?
My family don't eat possums. They do eat chitlins.
Oh, gosh. Ugh.
I'll tell you
They do
something.
eat chitlins.
This kind of it aligns quite well with what you do.
What?
Like diet is. We spend a lot of money.
Health
on
as
food
well.
here.
Absolutely.
We spend
Yeah.
a lot of money on food, so maybe people could ship possum up here. No,
Y'all got your own possums
you gotta
here.
read
Yo, the possums got guns.
we spend a lot of money on food in New
Too
York.
much,
Like,
too
it's
much. It's ridiculous, bro.
But New York does. I mean, they do, but New York also does. I mean, there's a lot of rice and beans happening here.
Gentrification
there's-
allowed that
there
too.
There
Yeah,
are like
100%.
more affordable staples here too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I mean, when I decided to get my life together, it's like certain things. I was like, okay, we're gonna eat pizza, rice, beans. Like there were things that was just like
It's like my
cheap and
daughter's diet.
affordable.
Look at you. If you go to Williamsburg, it's just foodburg. It's like food.
Right.
Every
Yeah.
block got 5 cafes or
Well, that's
Smorgasbord.
that place is built for trust from
tourists.
people.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
100% built.
Well,
for
there was a great article circulating on Twitter about this young girl still in college, 21 years old, and living on, living in New York City on $25 a day. Except the only thing she pays for is her movie pass and getting her nails done, but her parents underwrite everything else.
It was one of those. Look how successful she is, or look how good she is with money. I hate those
Like
articles.
look how she's navigating the city.
Yeah, it's
because
like a show
somebody's
no bills.
underwriting everything else that they're doing. And again, like I said this early in the show, I have to be incredibly rich just to be poor in New York City.
Those articles do our people a disservice.
I hate when the
Absolutely.
media does that.
Because
I hate when they do
these
that.
little girls look at that and they somehow get, like the Kardashians, whatever, right? They get this warped sense of reality, right? Looking at Instagram and shit, and then they start like those. We texted about it earlier. Them twins, right?
Which ones?
The ones that I don't know.
The one got in trouble for scamming.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that do whatever, and it's like you see shit like that, beautiful girls, and they get caught up in this matrix of fucking looking good, avoid looking bad, and all this shit. And next thing you know,
and all these little girls want to be like them, and they don't even know the cost of their lifestyle, the true cost of their lifestyle.
exactly.
It was like there was
crazy.
another person like that who they were like a notable like Instagram fashion person. They got in trouble for scamming. And it's like you just really don't know how someone is getting their money, and that's why you really have to be careful.
Right. She was
with people
this
on
girl
social
was
media.
a prostitute. 200.
I heard she was going for the low too.
Yeah, $200 fucking
On
dollars.
back pages.
And I don't know what site it was. I'm not familiar with that.
Chris?
Joy.
Yeah, right.
Clearly, Sister Joy knows. I don't know. You know, like, but it's fucking sad when you see shit like that.
And it's happening more and more because of social media. Because
100%.
people just like they see the front end, but they don't understand the back end. Even with business, like people were asking me, like, "Well, I want to create this and so and so and so." I'm like, "You don't understand." I'm like, "You don't understand like how
The first thing
like when I first built my Fab Finance, I was in graduate school too, and I was working full time. Like I was literally getting like 3 hours of sleep. Like you don't understand that level of commitment that it took me to get to, you know, a cover of a magazine or where I've been. And so a lot of people, they want the instant gratification, but they don't want to do the work that it takes to get there. And that comes with financial success too.
Into yourself.
That's the Instagram culture that we live in. It's it's the final product, right? Because that's what we're pushing out into society. The final product. We don't care about the backstory.
Well, no. The journey.
Nobody cares about the journey.
Nobody cares about the
Hold
journey.
on for a second. The journey.
Instagram.
The journey. No, you can't put that in the IG story.
I'm putting all that.
Yeah, the journey's boring.
Yeah.
The
I
journey's
think
boring.
Journey's too
working
real.
hard and giving up hours and shit like that, that's cool and all, but like at some point you're going to have to invest into yourself too.
Yeah,
right?
and it's
like,
working smart too.
Right.
Like I always say,
they just missed that part.
And I always say, I'm not it's gotten to the point where I don't want to be the hardest working woman that people know, but I want to be the smartest working woman that people know.
Like Gary
It's
Vee
just
got
like-
people all the way fucked up too, by the way.
Yeah.
All the way
I do like some of what he says,
Right.
but to an extent, like there's a lot of, we know people who work hard who are not where they want to be financially. Like hard work does not determine that you're going to be successful. Right. It is about understanding like how to leverage opportunities, how to create opportunities, and what you get as far as a return on energy. And I'm always talking about that with my husband. It's like, what's the return on energy on this project though? Like, okay, they're paying you this, but what's the overall, how much is it going to cost you energy wise?
Can I tell you something? That you
like
got to trademark that phrase
return
right
on
there.
energy.
No, seriously. That's on some high level
Before
scientific
this
shit.
episode comes out.
You just blew my mind. Like, I mean, I'm not Russell Simmons.
This episode,
Like, I'm not going.
none of these guys listening
like
to this episode is gonna get up and fucking wipe the crumbs off of it. I gotta trademark that.
Well, now I really got a trademark.
Well, listen, we got some smarty. We got some smart tech.
I know. I'm fucking with you niggas.
Welcome back, Haitian McGill.
You've been missed.
But it's understanding that, just like, how much is this going to cost me energy-wise? That's relationships, too. Like, what's the return on energy?
The guys that sell books outside in Harlem on 125th.
Oh.
You're wasting energy, my nigga, because there's Amazon, there's plenty of places where I can buy books.
So many
like
places.
they wake up really early, they set up books.
But they cater to the old heads that have not adjusted.
My friend,
That's not adaptable.
They're not selling books. Let's
It's
be
just like
real.
rappers that still sell, give out CDs.
They're not selling a
Shout
lot.
out
But
to
you can't even
CDs.
play CDs anymore. That's
Exactly.
another thing.
Where you gonna
Dude
play a
tried to
CD?
sell me a CD. I was like, I don't even have a CD
Exactly.
player.
Shout out to Seth.
None of us
Like-
have CD players. So why are you?
I don't have a DVD player. Like,
you're
I can't play
pushing
this.
CDs. That's a very good example.
Like, you need to
actually.
stream. Like,
Exactly. You need to get your shit together.
I don't
This is a
even
waste
tell them that
of
because
energy.
one of them dudes is gonna be like, yo, I got the stream right now.
Yeah.
Because I used to tell him like, nah, I was like, fam, you ain't got that on a USB drive? Nah, I'm good. And then a cat hit me on 34th Street, yo, I got a USB drive with my shit. And I was like, oh, fuck.
I gotta
And I
listen.
was like, damn, fam, I ain't got nothing in my PayPal right now. So I got him. I crossed him that time, but now I know.
Yeah, you gotta level up your hustles.
Level
Yeah.
up your exactly.
They
Like
can
that's
start
a
coming up with you
waste.
with
What'd you say?
square.
What is it? The
Return on energy.
Yeah,
is a waste
your
of
return
energy.
on
You ain't
energy
here
selling
printing
CDs.
out all these DVDs that nobody listens like,
Holy
or CDs that can't nobody
shit.
listen
That
to.
shit is crazy. It's
Yeah.
fucking bananas, and it's not one person,
Yo,
and
fam.
it's in different areas too. Like you're watching people waste time.
Y'all gotta
Yeah,
tell you
that pains
something.
me watching people waste
Oh
their
my
energy.
A
God.
couple of years ago,
I don't.
if
It
Alton
entertains
Sterling
me.
had been forward thinking, you know, he wouldn't have been out there in front of that
I'm not doing that
convenience
with you.
store selling CDs.
He was selling cigarettes.
No, Eric Garner was selling cigarettes.
Alton Sterling.
Alton Sterling was selling CDs.
Oh, that was Mike.
Damn, yo, minute of silence for anybody selling CDs who got shot by police. Get some USBs, my niggas. Get some streams. All right?
Fire sticks.
And the thing is, when you buy the USB, you don't necessarily have to listen to the content. You can just erase it and just use it for your personal use. I mean, because you'll never see them again.
I'm not buying anything from anybody that's wasting energy.
I was in New Orleans and I was down there for Essence Fest, and it was just every corner people was trying to sell
Hennessy.
DVDs.
I want to go to Essence Fest.
I do too.
I've been.
I just want to see
it was crazy this year.
MILFs.
They sell
not just MILFs, but first of all, every possible permutation of blackness.
Hold on, wait.
It was.
I'm there for the MILFs.
Hold on, but just to go with what you just said, Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch it, but I'm aware of it. What's the mother in Atlanta?
Mama D.
Yes, that's when Essence Fest is full of Mama D's.
I don't know who that is.
All over the place. She might be there too.
There are a lot of Mama D's.
They was singing a song, her tooth fell out.
That's the lady who get in that order or something like that. That's
that's her. I know her tooth come out.
Yeah,
but
she was singing and her tooth fell out.
Really?
I'm trying to think of something
like her veneer
too. I don't know what it was.
It must have been a cap or something.
It went viral because that's all I know
think
it for.
of somebody.
Wow. Okay. All right. One more time. Let's come back to our esteemed and dignified guest. Yes.
Of a dude that one of my boys introduced me to in Forest Hills, one of the really nice buildings over there. He's a porter. Sometimes he works at the front, greeting people as they come in, and we're talking to him and shit. And so this guy, he fixes the apartments, and so he knows when apartments go up for sale. And Forest Hills has a lot of elderly people. And people die, and the apartments go up for sale. Excellent credit, saved up money. Porter in the building owns 3 apartments in the building. Fixed them up, rents them.
Revenue.
No one knows he's doing it in the building.
They know now.
I mean,
well,
allegedly.
Did I tell you who
684 Q Garden?
Yeah. So he's sitting at the front, and these people are coming in. Wall Street guys walking in. Hey, Jose, how you doing?
Yeah. Oh, you get my package today?
Yeah.
Hey.
So he has a company. So he does it through a real estate.
Yes.
So he has.
Of course he does. He does do an LLC. Yes.
LLC.
He's not the
Yeah.
He's not the face.
Yeah.
And they
guy walks by, kind of rude. There's 3 of us, darker than he is. Kind of rude. Gets in the elevator. It's one of my tenants. That day made me very happy.
Oh, dude doesn't even know he's one of his tenants, and you paying him
again.
rent.
You're paying him rent, and you're being rude to him.
Sucker.
Fucking sucker.
And that is how you win.
That's how he won.
Yes.
Shout out to the porter.
I can evict you.
Shout out to that porter.
No. When it's time to renew that lease.
Nah, he doesn't have. Listen, just keep getting money.
Right.
He don't trip
because homeboy gonna be an asshole.
When it's time to renew that lease
all day long.
But when it's time to move out, or when it's time to renew the lease, and when it's time to move out, you'll see my black ass. Like, hey,
the other guys.
How'd you enjoy living here?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And this is a guy. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, whatever. He gets shitted on all day long anyway.
Yeah.
I love that story. I love that.
How long did it take you to get up here? He gets that kind of shit from them all day. He's like, whatever, dude. And so when the guy walked by, he goes, this fucking asshole rents my apartment, right?
I love that.
Wow.
I love that level of that is a goal. That's a goal.
I live for that. I think about that all the
also
time.
too,
because I'm sick.
Haitian Miguel is petty as shit too.
Yeah. I'm petty too, and that's that's like a a level up petty.
Haitian Miguel is karma in the flesh. Like he's, how we might not see karma of our ops. Like he's here to make sure that happens.
He used to be the kind of motherfucker that have been like, yo, my man, come here for a minute. Let me talk to you, B. Right? Like as before he gets on the hit him on that. But what he did, what my very wise friend did, now I think I'm there. And this is a guy that I think he was like in his 20s when he was doing this shit. Yeah, man.
That's a power. It's like a power petty. Like I I really like that.
Yeah,
internal. That's that internal high. It's an internal high.
I like doing that now. There's something in that. You know what I mean?
Like,
because it's more for you. It's
like
not
you
for them
think you better than me, but you actually pay me to live here.
Like I'm sitting here, I'm spending your rent.
I love that feeling, my nigga.
Yeah.
To walk around like,
Tanya, give me a feeling. I guess it would have been. Well, you tell me what it was when was it a when you cut up a credit card? What was one of those feelings of freedom? And just try to describe it for us.
I actually just had one.
Close your eyes, guys.
Last month. I'm not a storyteller like Miguel. He told that story really well. But it was last month. I paid off my private student loan in full.
Wow.
And I just sent them a payment of like $1,700. That was my last payment.
Jeez.
Did you make a face with the zeros?
Did
Smiley
you cry?
face?
I just sat there and I just like said a prayer. Like I just sat there and was like, I just said a prayer of gratitude. Like thank you for allowing. Like that loan had been following me around since undergrad. Like my mother had co-signed for it, so she was always like, this loan. When I fell behind, like I had a long history with that loan, like falling behind. It affected her credit, and so to be able to get in the position where I paid it off in full,
That was one of those relationships that you could finally get out of.
I did call my mom, and because we had an agreement that she was supposed to pay towards it, and she never paid a dime towards it. So I called her and I said, that student loan is paid off, and you don't have to pay anything towards it, and it's done. And she's like, oh, good. I was like, you remember you said you was going to pay something toward, like, so I did call her immediately after I said my prayer.
Did you send her a fake invoice for back pay?
Hell no. Because my mom, like, if I'm petty, my mom
First
is
of all,
like...
her mom taught her petty.
Right. My mom is like, you know, like, she was like,
she sent you flowers.
Oh,
my mom is like next level. And she'd be like, yeah, I remember. So, like, I didn't do her like that, but it was like, that was a moment where it was like, you know, I say financially success and being financially successful is doing what you said you would do with your money. And that was something I said I would do with my money. And so I was really proud of that because I'm not immune to overspending. Like my brand is called My Fab Finance for a reason. Like I spend money. Like She's like luxury cars. Like I'm not that person who's like a penny pincher. Don't buy like. I'm kind of bougie with some of my tastes, so I definitely acknowledge that about myself. Like I know that about myself. Like, but it is like making sure that all
you
my
like caviar with your possum.
Not.
We are fucking with that. We fucks with that.
You caught me off guard with that one.
She drink wine too.
But it is about making sure that all my other financial obligations are taken care of and all my other priorities are in line.
That's
so that I can
important.
do things that I want to do with my money and not feel bad about it.
Yeah,
Not
you don't
feel
gotta
like
fucking
something's
live
missing.
like a hobo.
Yeah, and that's what I hated because I felt like a lot of financial education out there was that. It was like, well, I haven't bought clothes since high school and I haven't done this and so and so. And me and my wife never go out to eat. And so like that's not my life. And like that's not a full life to me.
Would you like to adopt an adult?
We're about to have. You should have got me like 3 years ago.
You could be a nanny.
3 years ago.
You could be a nanny. Yeah, you know.
My husband be like, what?
It's all good, bro. Yo, you wash that car? I wash your car.
Yo, you like my man's JB Smooth's character on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
The Black Kato Caleb.
I can't.
The Black Kato Caleb.
I can't front. Tanya, thank you for this time.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
MyFabFinance.com.
Yep.
That's internet. That's where you can get started on repairing your financial well-being, getting your financial wellness, your fiscal wellness back together. And definitely follow Miss Tanya Rapley. She's on the internets. Help me find you. You're on IG at...
Yeah, so my brand is My Fab Finance, and then I have my personal Instagram at Tanya Rapley. So that I share more so of like business and so for like how I'm building my businesses, what I do and so forth. But for strictly finance, it's My Fab Finance, it's uniformly branded on all social media outlets.
And also the podcast.
Yes, I do have a podcast with LSN, and my co-hosts are Angela Yee and Amanatu. And it's Colorful Lives.
How's Angela doing?
She's doing great.
How's her finance?
She's awesome.
I know she is.
Like I've said I knew like, before I was on the podcast. A lot of
streams of income.
She does.
Perfect example.
She's like,
she's not playing.
She's, and I love it because she's like,
And she's
she doesn't
cute.
have to. That's the thing. Like she's a beautiful woman. Like she doesn't have to work as hard as she does, and she goes for hers.
Yeah.
Like she really does. And so I have a lot of respect for her.
She's half Asian.
Asian.
She's so that has a lot to do with
And I
it.
think she's just a driven woman. Like she's my co-host for Colorful Lives.
Colorful Lives,
And we
yes.
talk about finance and like how we like our businesses too, because business taxes
She has like
and everything.
7 businesses, so you must spend a lot of time just talking about her fucking businesses.
No,
You know what? I think Angela Yee also has some black men as slaves. I'm gonna see if she's got any openings.
I'll take that. Not for me.
Angela Yee, if you need a slave,
Well, I want like.
She gonna make you breed possums.
I wanted to.
no,
be
she is. She has.
I wanted to
I
be-
want the enslavement.
Yeah, that I will
You're
sign
a
up
slave for her.
Oh, 100%. So I want my foot duty.
no. I get to clean all her shoes. I got the first slavery job.
Angela, girl,
Angela,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
cleaning all of your shoes, sneakers, heels,
I
anything.
love it.
I'm cleaning them.
But the
And just stay
podcast,
away
it
from
actually
all of
is
them.
really good because it's like us talking about money and so forth. So that comes like every Wednesday.
That's
And you can
dope.
find that on Stitcher, SoundCloud, and
Apple.
Yeah.
That's a bet. That's a bet. Well, internets, listen, time to get your money right. Time to get your life right.
Get your shit
And
together.
and that's why we're here.
I'm tired of you niggas.
Tanya,
man.
thank you for the time tonight.
Thank you guys for
Clean the
seeing the
crumbs off
importance
your
of
And,
this.
and
Thank you.
congratulations on the upcoming Rapley development.
Baby
Very
rap.
Real
What
estate,
do you do?
real
Baby
estate,
Day,
and
November 28th,
Wow.
right
She's-
after Thanksgiving.
She's,
Yeah.
accept-
All right.
she's accepting
All
all
right.
sponsorships.
I can I can post. I can send my registry link.
Oh yeah,
if
please
people
do.
are interested. I
You'll
guess
get a
so.
gift from us, the collective here.
Yeah, well,
That
I mean,
brother Chris will
Can we
pay
get a
for.
Talkitecture onesie? Can we get a Talkitecture
I would
onesie?
suggest
Oh,
Chris take
I love the
pictures
branding.
for you,
I love the
but
Talkitecture branding. So we could definitely do the Talkitecture ones.
oh man,
nice,
love.
nice. We're about to win. Internets. That's another Talkitecture episode. All right, if you need financial advice, please follow myfabfinance.com. And if you need law, that would be Jenkins and Jenkins Associates, LLC,
1-800
223
9797.
9797. Call them up right now.
And tell them who sent them.
Jenkins! The Talkitecture podcast is a presentation of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to Combat Jack. Episodes are executive produced by A. King and Dallas Penn. All episodes are engineered superbly by Brother Christopher. 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 By Brother Christopher.